And bam, what up, Yang Gang?
Whoop, there we go. We are live. You can probably hear me better now. Dr. Jermaine Johnson's in the house to take a victory lap with me. So, how you been doing, man?
Oh man, I've been trying to get acclimated to everything, man. It's crazy. They just kind of threw me to the wolves and was like, all right, get busy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all the work, all the things, it's learning everything. But I'm just working on some things, man. Working on making the impact that I'm trying to do.
Yeah. So like, when do you guys get you were sworn in already, right?
Yep, I'm already been working. The actual swearing in was December 1st.
Okay.
But I had orientation like way back in November. So like literally like a week after the election, I was already the representative. So as soon as exactly right after, man. So I was put to work immediately. So after the orientation, it was like, all right, get to work, and then we went to reorganization session, which was December 1st and 2nd, and like I said, I've been working since like right after the election.
So what's that process like of being oriented and stuff like that? What's that look like for people that would have ever wondered what it's like to win a race and actually have to go to work?
Yeah, man. So you go. So here, at least here in South Carolina, orientation is when you're coming in with all the other freshman legislators, like the other freshman House members, and like it's like a crash course on everything that has to go on in the state house and politics. About how to file bills and who to call for this and where to go for that, and the appropriation of money and how all these different committees work. So you kind of learn everything in like 2 days. And they just throw it all at you, man. And then but then they say, hey, listen, we don't really expect you to get it all right now. So, just make sure you're calling people and asking different people. We're here to help. And we're here to teach you whatever you need to learn. So, and I completely, and they all say it the same thing. If you talk to any seasoned politicians, and you have to really experience it to understand what it's really about. But they say don't expect to get much done in your first term. Your first term is going to be a lot of learning, and I absolutely see what they're saying. Now, I believe I'm going to still be able to get some things done, but it is absolutely a difficult process because you have to learn all the rules. You have to learn all the different ways that they try to. Because you're dealing with people who've been in there for 20 plus years.
Yeah,
who that's all they know is this stuff. So, somebody like myself who's just not coming in there, who wants to do something, these 20 years of experience, they will know exactly how to keep me from getting my stuff passed. So it's a lot, man.
What's going on, Jimbo? Thanks for the super chat, brother. He said, "What's cracking?"
What's cracking, brother?
That's right. But yeah, like, is there like resources others, like, if let's say, because I'm thinking about running in 2022 in Michigan. It depends on how we're actually redistricting our entire state. We had passed the gerrymandering law.
We're doing all that stuff too. Yep.
So we have a gerrymandering board, or whatever the hell you call that. They're redoing it, but with 5 Democrats, 5 Republicans, 3 independents, and 2 unregistered like party affiliation, like a 15 board member. They're going to redistrict the whole thing, easy peasy. So they say. So I don't even know what district I'm going to live in until December of 2021. Then I can figure out what do I want to run for. I'm going to do something. So like, is there like a government resource that could help us kind of figure out, okay, to kind of skip that process of having to learn on the fly and learn ahead of time? Like how?
Man, no, so every state is different. Your state may have some resources, but here, one of my good friends who's a House member, she's actually working on a resource book like that for new freshman legislators coming in, because there isn't anything like that. And I told her, I said, as soon as it's done, I said I will buy it. I'm buying that thing. I'm gonna read it because it's difficult for people coming in, because it's like the older members don't really want you to know how to really navigate this whole process, because they want to continue to maintain the power. Especially they don't want nobody like myself who's coming in there to disrupt the system. So
They never had no Yang Gang in Congress yet.
They never had one. Yeah.
We get it done.
But listen, I'm gonna tell you, man, the Yang Gang has made me so famous in the State House of South Carolina, man. You know, I walked in like the first meeting that we had, the caucus meeting, and they was in there, Yang Gang, Yang Gang.
Nice.
Oh my God, man. Those been pretty cool, man.
But yeah, so Dr. Jermaine Johnson I think you won a vacant seat, right?
No. I've been a 22-year incumbent.
That's right. That's right. You had who's been over 22 years. Okay, now here's a local lady in my area named Gwendolyn Williams. She says I got her vote at least. That's one.
Yeah, hey, at least you got one vote.
But yeah, man, I've always been fascinated. That's why I started following AOC on Twitter when she won. She actually live tweeted or Instagram. She live streamed her orientation process. Like, here's your paperwork, here's your cell phone, here's your laptop. Because at Congress, that's a different level of security. And she talked about the whole process. And then her big thing was, of course, healthcare. She's like, now look at my healthcare. Why am I deserving now? You know, like she was very transparent. I was a big fan of that, her being transparent and stuff. Has there been anything that kind of caught you off guard yet or shocked you about the process, or maybe caucus members approaching you to bring you in, or Democratic leadership?
I was appointed to a couple of committees already. And one of the committees I was appointed to is traditionally doesn't have any Democratic people like myself on these committees. So, you know, I've kind of made my mark, you know, early. People know who I am, and they understand who I am. They know what I'm all about. They know I'm not going to be pushing, you know, the crap. I'm not a part of the establishment. You know, I'm on a whole different level than most people coming in there in politics, man. So, you know, I've kind of earned some respect from individuals about, you know, what I plan to do. So, you know, I kind of skipped a couple of levels, and I'm on you know, some different committees and things. So, you know, but things. I mean, the whole process, you know, has been surprising to me. I'm learning that, you know, like literally, so they don't have to wait for like anything, man. Like, it is crazy. So when somebody in my community was like, they was having a problem with their unemployment benefits. So I was like, well, listen, let me take care of it. So I'm literally calling, you know, the unemployment office like normal people do. So I'm on hold for like 35 minutes. I'm like, man, there's got to be a faster way to do this, man. Like, this is crazy. So I put a post out there on Facebook, and then one of the other legislators was like, hey, you know, you have a liaison. So I'm like, get the heck out of here. So I call somebody, and they're like, yo, yeah, you got a liaison. So here's the number. So I called a liaison, and like 5 minutes later, like immediately, first ring, he picks up. 5 minutes later, the problem solved. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I'm like, yo, but I'm thinking to myself, like, if I can get this done in 5 minutes, everybody should be able to get this done in 5 minutes. Like, what makes me so much more special? You know, I go to the State House, I get escorted to my parking spot. I mean, it was all man, the security is everywhere. I mean, they really make you feel like you are like a miniature president, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
Well, that's the thing. Also, is like how what's the balance like in your what's the partisanship split in your state house?
Oh man, South Carolina is dominated by Republicans. Dominated, you know, and you know, a lot of people, they don't understand how politics works. I made that post today. You know, where people, they all over South Carolina, you'll see, like, you know, people who are uninformed about politics, they like to blame Democrats for everything. You know, it's the Dems' fault, it's the Dems, libertarians, blah, 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 blah. But they don't understand how politics works, because in our state, the Republicans have like a super majority. So literally anything they want to do, they can do. Like, literally anything. If they want to expand Medicare, they can do that tomorrow. If they want to pass a hate crime bill, they can do that tomorrow. If they want to do these, you know, these different policies, they can do it tomorrow. If they want to do a version of UBI here, they can do it tomorrow. They have all the power that they want to, you know, that they need to do anything. You know, so that's the thing that it frustrates me when people want to blame the wrong people. It's like, you're poor because of the people that you keep voting for. That's why. You know, it's not because of this side.
Well, that's the thing too. Like here in Michigan, where I'm at, we have term limits at the state level, and we're pretty progressive on paper. but yet representation is heavily red because of most of Michigan is red. So you have, I don't know, like 80 something districts in Michigan. And we have a Democratic governor, Secretary of State, DA, Attorney General, everything. But yet an overwhelming majority of the Senate, the state Senate, is controlled by Republicans. And then they bitch about the leadership, but the governor doesn't write laws like the president doesn't write laws. Congress writes the laws and they control the purse.
Yes.
The money and the rules. The governor and the senator, or the governor, and just like the president of the state, just signs it. That's it. It's an executive signature, and people want to blame governors, but yet their house is like our Senate and Congress is going to be a gridlock again if we don't win these.
I had dinner with our governor a couple days ago. My wife and we were at his house at the governor mansion. And we were literally just talking about this exact same thing. My governor was literally he's a staunch Republican, staunch Trump supporter, all that. But he wanted to appoint a black police officer from North Charleston in South Carolina to a high position here in the state. And the Republicans in the Senate wouldn't allow it. So it just lets you know, like, hey, the governor ain't got all that power, but those Republicans, the people that run that Senate, it's like you can't do much. So even if the governor is Republican or Democrat, if that Senate is a majority of whatever, you're pretty much out of luck.
See, I would love to be a governor just to air out all my grievances. It'd be like, I try to do this thing, and these mother effers won't let me do my job the way I see it. I was elected by the people to lead the state. You know what I'm saying? Like, really? And it's the same thing as the governor is the president of the state, and the Congress has just as much infrastructurally control, if you will. And of course, you have your judges, your whole court systems. And I mean, I just can imagine how overwhelming that must all be. But I'm looking forward to trying. And I tell you what, I know you had some inertia behind you because you had donations from 49 of 50 states, I believe.
All 50 states and Puerto Rico. All 50 and Puerto Rico.
So I know we was live streaming at one time. Actually, when I was dyeing my beard, you told me you had your 49th state. You're looking for someone from Alaska or something like that.
Alaska, and I got like 3 people from Alaska. So after that, so we got all. So I had to ask our state party. I said, man, is that even legal for me to get Puerto Rico? They were like, it says a territory that we got. So I had all 50 states and Puerto Rico, man. So. That right there alone was a story itself in South Carolina. Like, man, like how did this guy get support from the entire United States? Like that's unheard of. Mm-hmm. Nobody does that. I had more individual contributions than any other candidate running. It was just crazy, man.
Well, wait till 2022.
Hey,
we're gonna make this a thing.
Yes,
we already there. We just got to get out of this funk, man. Financial funk. We can't. I would feel. I don't know if I could consciously or I don't know how to say that, like conscientiously feel good about asking for donations right now. Like
it's hard. And I had a hard time doing it myself because we were like, when I announced it was like March 16th or something, March 13th, March 16th, something like that, and that was right when COVID was hitting, and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm supposed to ask people for money in the middle of in a freaking global pandemic. We don't know how this thing is going to, it was so hard for me. So I probably could have raised a lot more money than what I raised. I think I raised like $60,000 or $70,000, something like that. Mm-hmm. And I think I probably could have raised a lot more, but I wasn't calling anybody, man, because I cared too much about the people that I'm thinking like, man, here I am asking you for $2, $3, for my campaign. And you're trying to figure out how you're going to eat tonight, or where you're going to be living. And I just couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. So, a lot of people did it for me.
That's something Richard Ojeda mentioned when I interviewed him the first time. I interviewed him like, I don't even know a long time ago now. But he said he was running for president. He's the first person to drop out of 2020 race because he got a check from a lady in California for $10,000, 10 G's. She wanted to donate to his campaign and to a PAC, right? And was it 10? I'm sorry, not 10. It had to be less than 10. Anyway, a couple $1,000, whatever it was, whatever the maximum. I think it's $2,700 anyway. But he said that she's sent a letter along with it, and like an actual mail to his office, and said, I'm on disability, and I like the fact that you're fighting for us. I'm in a wheelchair, spinal injury, and all this stuff. He's like, I can't take it. He sent the money back and wrote her a letter about why he's going to drop out, and just let her know, I'm going to stop. I can't do this right now. And so he dropped out because he felt some kind of way about it, like, I don't know if I can do this. It don't feel right to take $1,000 from somebody in California. But that's the kind of person he was. Like, you inspired people to say, I believe in this situation, that if we can win this seat, we can keep winning more seats and make differences around the country. And that's what those types of donations mean the most to me, because it doesn't affect you directly, but you're still trying to help people in general. And that's what the Yang Gang's all about, is helping people outside of our own bubbles, that don't even agree with them.
Yeah, I was getting donations for like $1, $2, and those were the ones that was making me like tear up and cry, man. I was like, this person this person probably did not have anything. Right. But yet they believed in me enough to scrape up whatever they could and donate to my campaign. Those are the ones that, man, had me all emotional and in my feeling. Like, man, I just, I appreciate those individuals who really believe in you that much. But it also adds so much more weight to your shoulders, because you're like, man, oh my God, like, I don't want to let you down. I can't let you down. I don't want to let you down. It's just it's a stressful thing, man.
I can imagine it's a lot of weight, man, to have people from all over the country saying, I believe in you. Now you got to go win.
Exactly. And, I had to wait, I had all that weight on, and, I was the first Yang Gang that Andrew endorsed, the Humanity Forward thing. Yep. So I was like, oh my God, like, everybody's looking at me, and even some of their employees, they were like, listen, Jermaine, we need you to win. Like, we needed you to win. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, so I'm just, it was crazy, man. It was crazy.
Yeah. People are asking in the comments, I'm going to let them know they want to know about your opponent. And I was like, man, horrible opponent. He's 20-something year incumbent Republican. He was a Democrat. That's right. You said he was a very centrist Democrat.
So the guy who I ran against, Dr. Jimmy Bales, he had been in office for 22 years. He wasn't a bad guy. He wasn't a bad guy at all. He did a lot for our community in his time. But over the past, few years, his past few terms, his health had deteriorated. He had just gotten too old to pretty much to perform the job. He just turned 85 in September. So I mean, he really could not perform the job anymore. And he was so out of touch with what today's youth are needing and the community needs now. He just didn't. He no longer looks like the community in which he serves. So it was just time to go. And he had told me that he wanted to run a couple more terms, and I was like, man, like we can't wait. For you to just, give it up, because obviously you don't want to give it up. So, it's time for somebody to go in there. But I really didn't want to run against him at first. I was thinking about, not even running, but it wasn't until, Congressman Clyburn has said, Jermaine, you don't need the permission from us old folks to run against us, to run. And I was like, oh, well, the congressman said it's okay.
Here we go.
Let me go ahead and do this, and then I ran for office. So, that's pretty much how that worked out.
So now that you're in, what do you think are the biggest challenges facing your district and your state right now, like during this pandemic? What do you think the biggest focus should be? And what is it currently?
Yeah, broadband connectivity, man. Broadband connectivity, and I think we're going to get that done. That's the first thing I mentioned to the governor the other night when we had dinner, and he also says he believes we're going to be able to get that done this year. So that's going to be freaking massive, man. Because I believe I think there's like 7,000 families in between my two counties that I represent that don't have access to broadband internet. And if we have this COVID situation going on, we got all this virtual learning, what about all these people that don't have actual broadband internet? They can't even do virtual learning. A lot of these people are going and sitting outside the library in a parking lot, or going to sit outside of McDonald's, or they're trying to use hotspots. But my community is so rural that the hotspots cut out and they don't work. So it's all kind of situations that's causing these problems. So it's also limiting telehealth and any of that stuff. So broadband, I think, is the great equalizer for opportunities, man, because people can't. It allows somebody from down in Eastover or Gas in South Carolina, to be connected with somebody up in New York City. It's something that can really, make opportunities available. So broadband internet is going to be that, and also education, early childhood education. So K through 12 education. I believe we're going to be able to get some more stuff done on that also.
Yeah, I think something we need to consider too is people have to work from home.
Yes.
If you can't literally be home and work, where the hell are you going to go? Especially in a pandemic, when the public libraries are closed because of the pandemic. McDonald's don't allow you inside during the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these limitations isolate people that are rural, where you can't start a business online. You can't have some side hustle. Like, you could live, like, if someone in your district could get a job at Silicon Valley and just never leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, get a legit job, man. And stay home. Not make people move out of your district that are succeeding. The only ones left are the ones that can't make it. That's huge, man. Broadband that's a national campaign that needs to be focused on. So I think if you guys can demonstrate it, even in a Republican Senate, Congress, and in a state, that it should be. I don't know how it's not a thing. Everywhere,
I think it'll get done. I think it's going to get done now, because most of South Carolina is rural, and so it doesn't just affect the Democrat districts; it affects the Republican districts. So I think this is something that we'll finally be able to get done this session coming up.
So is it going to be like a state funded or what do you call that? Like subsidized thing through your providers, like Xfinity or whatever?
So it's going different ways right now, man. We have, at least down in my district, we have the co-ops and the electric co-ops. They are working on extending doing the broadband stuff. So they've already started construction. So it's supposed to be a 3-year thing for this, because they're actually doing something different for us, like specifically for us, to give us access to broadband. Like I said, it's a 3-year project. It's already on track. But to speed it up, they need about $10 million. And that is what I'm trying to secure. If I can secure this $10 million, man, that's going to be it, man. So, but yeah.
Man? The connections that you have with Andrew Yang and the reach he has with them people, they can make that happen. Cut a check. Some of these people.
That's all I need. If I get the $10 million, man, my entire district will probably have broadband in the next 6 months if I can get that money.
Hey, that's a big flex.
Yeah. Well, somebody who's watching, help me get 10 million so I can give everybody in my community broadband internet.
What if you originate a tweet about that and we all boost the shit out of it and tag Dorsey and Dan Price, people that are true activists with their money, that know that if like Dan Price and Twitter would have access to more skilled labor in South Carolina's rural districts, that helps them too. It's a copacetic relationship. If you did that, man, we would definitely help coordinate that and get that thing pumped out there and boost it and get it on everybody's radar. And think, man, I couldn't imagine a whole district, every single person gets internet.
Gets internet, yeah. Wow. That's 42,000 people. So yeah, man, I'm just if I $10 million, I'll have it set up. Yep.
Man, that's that. It can be done.
Yeah.
And we know we can do it. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. That's the great thing. We know $10 million, a whole lot of zeros, but it just takes the one right. It's like, you're fishing and you gotta get that big hit, man. And it's a worthy cause. And if you want to, man, we got to talk about that later. We got to do that because we got to find a way to help you. Maybe like after the holidays, just focus. Be like, boom, let's do this shit. Especially now. I think there's gonna be some hope. is going to start bumping up the hope meter because we're getting the vaccine out. Like I still haven't gotten it yet. I'm a healthcare worker, but I haven't gotten mine yet. I'm hoping this next week because like I don't get to see my kids and my girlfriend for the past 3 weeks because I see active COVID patients in their homes.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of just stuck here, isolated, just go to work and come home, and it is what it is, but somebody's got to take care of these people, so, but if we get the vaccine out there, it's going to help people have a little more hope, change of leadership at the national level, a little more hope.
Yeah.
I think that'll help people be inspired to be activated again. I hope, that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, I think the hope is definitely returning back to a lot of people, man.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it right here in my own community down here, and people are excited. People are like, man, listen, I'm back engaged in politics, and some of these young people down here are saying like, Jermaine, you actually give me hope. Like you gave me some hope now. The inspiration. Because somebody told me it was like, Jermaine, you're like a breath of fresh air coming in here now with the energy that you have and ready to do some things. So I mean, and that's the thing. A lot of people just want hope, man. I talked about it in my speech at my inauguration, man. At my swearing in. Yeah, I was like, I was talking about, just giving people hope. People just want some hope, man. They want hope. Hope that we can that our seniors don't have to choose between medicine and food. Hope that our young people can just go to school without being killed. Our hope that people can just, go to work and come home. Like people just want hope, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, so timing is everything when it comes to something like that. So I think that if we plan this out well, we can get this thing to trend and then get on the radar for people and make a difference in one district to start with.
Yeah.
One district. And if your district shows success, then that'll give, like I said, it's a big flex for you in your Congress, man. People be coming to you for everything.
Man, I'm telling you, it would be great if we were able to get that done. If we were able to get that done, that would be historic.
In your first year.
Yeah, that would be historic. It would be history.
Yeah, don't tell me what you can and can't do in your first term.
We all would go down in history.
Oh man,
I'll tell you, we would go down in history. Absolutely.
Yeah, you got to break down those barriers, man. They're trying to give you a ceiling. That shit's glass.
Yeah.
We just got to make it happen. That's awesome, man. Well, we got a question here from Infernal here. He says, do you have any dealings with the police in your state at that level?
So I take my community and I talk to. I'm very engaged with the police officers that are in my community. Mm-hmm. I did a First Responders Appreciation Day, and I went to every single police station that's in my district and every single fire department that's in my district and gave them coffee and donuts. That's I did all that and just to tell them that I appreciated their work because we have to understand that this is a very, very, very politicized, crazy, civil, unrestful time. Mm-hmm. So we have good citizens, we have bad citizens, we have good police officers, we have bad police officers, we have good fire men, we have bad firemen and women. So I mean, we have good and bad in everything. So I wanted to take the stuff around to people just to say, listen, I appreciate you. I know you're stressed out. I'm stressed out. And just to tell them like, hey, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you going to work every day, knowing that, we're going through these things and some pissed off citizen might come up and kill you, because of what's the things that are going on in America. So I just wanted them to know that, hey, man, I appreciate you and I hear you. I understand what you're going through. So, I deal very closely with the police officers and the first responders in my district. I always sing their praises. I told one the other day, I was literally just talking about Captain Connors, who's down in my district in Eastover, South Carolina. I was talking about him to the governor the other night, praising him about how amazing he does in our community because we have a lot of community policing. The police officers, they go out there and they just hang out with the citizens. They go to all the events, they just out there hanging out because they truly want to get to know them. Our sheriff, Leon Lott, he was just got COVID, but you want him to show up at something, he shows up. We had a 1 million man march with full of black men. He was there, locked arms with them and everything. So they show up. When you call them, they actually show up. Now, whether they catch the bad guy all the time or not, that's another story. But if you call them, they're there. They are there.
Man, well, that's good to hear, man. Because I mean, I think you had the right approach. Just say, hey, man, I'm coming to you as an adult human being, and I see you. I recognize the inherent dangers of your job and the stress. And my goodness, because you know, like you look at statistics, the odds of you getting shot are increased if you carry a gun as a citizen. Yeah. If your job is to carry a gun, you are a target as a private entity, if you will, of a police department. And I don't want my kids to be a cop, man.
Yeah, I don't. You have to think, because you got to think the stuff that we see every single day in the media. It's like something will happen in Montana with a police officer and a citizen, and now somebody in freaking Florida is looking at a police officer like, you see what the heck that guy did in Montana to that guy? You ain't gonna do that to me. And now they're all upset, even though it happened 4,000 miles away. They're still like, you see that crap. Yeah. So it's just. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. So like I said, I just wanted my guys to know that, hey, man, I appreciate you.
Well, we got Matt here out in California. Says, should defund the police have been rebranded fund the community or something like that? I do. I do a little bit. I think it's a bad.
Police was a horrible idea.
Mm-hmm. It should be something like maybe refund the police.
Something, yeah, like something. It can be something like that. Something that went away, that went in the form of allocate some funds here or there, like something that had to do with allocation of funds.
Right.
Not a defund, because all of a sudden people just started thinking, hey, defund means let's abolish all police.
Right.
When we don't believe in abolishing all the police. I know I don't. I don't believe in abolishing the police, because I'm damn sure calling them on you if you do something to me. So it's just, I don't understand. We got to that whole defund the police, and they used that. The other side used it as marching orders for their group of people. Said, hey, look, they want to get rid of your guns. They want to get rid of the police. Let's stop them. Let's shut them down. So
it was a gift to the Republicans. It really was.
Oh yeah, it really was. Yeah.
I think if we I've had to explain this to people, because I live in a very red area, and I've had to explain that so many times, to say, listen, defund the police doesn't mean abolish. It means if you have 100 policemen, hire 10 medical professionals, and hire 10 social workers, and hire 80 police. That's all it means.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've talked to a lot of them. Yeah, I've talked to a lot of these police officers. It's like, the police officers do not need militarized weapons. They don't need military stuff, and that's what they were talking. It was like a lot of military things, like them big old tanks and things like that. Police have. They don't need that type of stuff. Yeah, they don't need all that.
See, Gwen here says qualified immunity, I also think needs to be challenged as well. But she said 13th Amendment needs to go. Reorganize law. Yeah, for sure. We got to reinvent the wheel on this. It ain't working.
Yeah, the Constitution, man, needs to definitely be looked at and revised a little bit. That 13th Amendment, is horrible. I know a lot of activists that are working in prison reform in my state. And I definitely agree with her 100%. That 13th Amendment, which allows for people to still continue to be slaves, while they're locked up.
Yep.
It's just something that's just ridiculous, man.
Yeah. Well, and also, like, I was talking to the guy's name is in California. He's one of the Yang Gang people. I can't remember. Anyway, one of his big things is a 21st century updated Bill of Rights, to say the First Amendment applies just like it normally does, but now we got to look at it and we have to update it for social media, electronic death threats and bomb threats, like slander, like an updated First Amendment Bill of Rights. Second Amendment needs to be updated with a 21st century Bill of Rights. Linked rights to a speedy process needs to be updated, because people sit in jail because of these cash bail systems. Is that allowed in South Carolina? Your cash bail?
Of course.
Oh, man.
It's horrible, man. It's horrible. These guys, they're in there innocent, but can't get out they can't get out because they ain't got money.
Yep, that's it.
The civil asset forfeiture, we just introduced the bill to get rid of that. Where it's ridiculous how much they get, millions and millions of dollars from people just because a person can't prove how they got their money or can't like prove it when the police officer is right in front of them, it's like, all right, well, give me your money. You know, it's just, I mean, it's unbelievable, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Man. But yeah, you know, those are some huge systemic things that can be fixed with the stroke of a pen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it doesn't take a lot. It's not some money thing. It's just fix the system with a stroke of the pen. So I think a 21st century Bill of Rights needs to be thought about big picture in the long run. I think that's something interesting. But like, I do definitely think about that qualified immunity, the 13th Amendment, and definitely cash bail system. Those are simple fixes. They really are simple fix, especially cash bail. Come on.
Yeah, that cash bail, that's criminal, man. That's criminal, especially in a time like this when we're already dealing with COVID and things like. I mean, it is just a horrible, horrible thing, man. It's like, all right, if you can't afford it, then you can just sit there for months, and then you prove that you're innocent, and it's like, all right, well, all right, you can go free now, even though you just sat here for 6 months.
Well, Bat here says UBI decreases crime, so tell cops about UBI. Yeah, I guess, you know, but people don't believe it until they see it, though. That's the thing. That's what's hard for me to talk about it for people. They're like, well, in theory, but we've never seen it done. So that's the biggest, hardest selling point on UBI is.
Well, we're about to see it done. We're about to see it done right here in South Carolina.
I can't. Oh, didn't you have some pilots going on? Are they still going?
Yes.
Your family? How many did you wind up doing? How many was that?
Man, I told you when I'm getting off, I'm going to do some things, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, you know, we have two in my district. There was two people that I worked with Andrew to give 2 UBIs with for I think it was a year, something like that. But now we're doing I'm working with Mayor Benjamin with the Mayor's Guaranteed Income. And we're overseeing the a pilot program here for people in the city of Columbia, and we're going to be giving them $500 a month for 2 years. So you know, you'll be seeing more about that. I got more details on that. I got more details on that, and we're doing like a big announcement in January, press conference and all that stuff. So you'll see more about that. But on Twitter, y'all seen articles about it, you know, about the announcement of that. It wasn't supposed to come out like that because, like I said, we're doing a big press conference on it. We're making it a big thing. But y'all will see a lot more about that in the next 30 days.
All right, man. That's awesome. Well, I know you said you got about 30 minutes. We're at 37. I'm trying to be respectful of your time. So
we got let me get a couple more questions. Answer a couple more questions.
Well, I'm going to leave it open to you. What do you want to tell people? Like, how can we help you? Or help your state? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So there's a couple of things that I'm trying to get past, which the one of the main things that I'm going to be building and I'm actually going to be reaching out to a lot of the gang coming up very soon. But I'm working on getting my PDF, my Palmetto Dividend Fund policy implemented, and I'm going to be trying to build a huge campaign behind getting this policy passed, and that's my version of UBI here for South Carolina. Okay. And that's where everybody in the state gets a $400 stipend per year, because we all know that most Americans can't afford that unexpected $400 bill. So I'm trying to get that passed. So I'll be having that bill drawn up in the next 30 days or so, and I need to build a campaign behind it. So what that campaign looks like is trying to mobilize people in all 46 counties in my state to get them to call all of their legislators and say, hey, listen, we want you to support this bill. We want you to support this bill. And we're going to be doing press conferences and live streams and getting people on to talk about this thing. So we want to build a big backing behind this thing. And of course, I'm going to need volunteers and phone bankers and we're gonna need donations to the campaign because I'm going to have to hire like quote unquote like an executive director to kind of mobilize this campaign. So I think I'm probably going to need to raise like $30,000 to get this thing the way I'm trying to get it done. So if I can get some assistance with that, love it.
Man, we got you on that, man. Come on. I'm gonna start growing my beard again. Shit. We can make that happen. Yeah, man. I think that'd be cool. But I definitely so it's called the PDF policy. That's your that's your basic.
The PDF.
I wrote that down. But yeah, I think we can help out. And now, are you going to need someone that's in person to execute this, or are you going to need can it be a remote position for people to apply for?
It could be remote. I'm talking to one of the guys who was writing policies for. Matter of fact, the guy who wrote the policy, who was working with Yang, he's helping me out with a lot of this stuff. So you'll be seeing him. So, but yeah, if anybody wants to get involved, man, please, you can shoot me an email or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
So we can get this thing started.
Hell yeah, man! I'm ready. I'm looking for something to do. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah, man. I need y'all to mobilize, man. I need y'all to help me out, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, I know you got to go, man, and I appreciate your time and congratulations. I want to do it one more time. Say congratulations. We got the Yang Gang in Congress, and we're gonna do big things, man. In 2022, we're gonna start a whole new cycle of people just like you, man. We're gonna get people hyped.
This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning, man. I'm telling you. And in the next month or so, y'all gonna see. So me and Andrew did a joint interview with CNN when he was down here. So y'all gonna see that. Y'all gonna see that in in 2021. I think March or April or something.
Okay.
And we're talking about UBI and economic disparities and how we can change the system and all this other stuff. So y'all watch out for that. Watch out for my documentary that's gonna be coming out. So. Yeah, man, we're gonna be doing some great things.
Okay, Gwen said, "Have a link." What's the best way people get in touch with you, like your campaign?
Yeah, my campaign email is just johnsonforsc.com. So JOHNSONFORSC.com, and my email is just info@johnsonforsc.com.
All right, guys. So there it is, johnsonforsc.com. Oh, I put 2 dots in there. .com. And if you want to email him directly, it's info@.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, it's time to find a new project.
Yes.
So again, I'm really trying to disengage from the bitching and moaning on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and all that bullshit. I'm like, you guys are focused on the wrong things, man. Let's find a new thing to put our energy towards and stop boo-hooing and finger pointing. This is what we need to do with stuff like this. And we've got you. We got let me think. Who else? I can't remember everybody that got in there. Strickland.
Mm-hmm.
She got in Congress, man. That was huge. And who else was the first? I call them the first generation. Who's the first generation gang gangers? Would you?
That won their election.
What's that?
You said that won their election.
Yeah.
I don't know too many, man.
There's a lot of them that were like state.
We had somebody from New York that won.
Oh, she's the woman. The one lady. Shoot, what's her name? I know what you're saying, but yeah. We gotta get the gang back together again.
Yes, we do. We gotta get them back together, man.
And so this is a good.
We got some people that, but if you're running in 2022, we got you, we got Erica, we got Red Wendy. We are gonna be doing some. Yeah.
I would love.
That's a sick lineup, and I'm coming to campaign for everybody.
Reverend Wendy and Erica Simone. Simone. It's not Simone. Erica Rhodes.
Erica Rhodes.
Simone. I don't know where the hell I got that from. Oh well, but I'm definitely looking into it. But I won't be able to even know until December 2021. That gives me 5 months before the primary. It's a short window, but I'm gonna.
You got it. I'm not trying to hear that. You got it.
Well, I'm not making excuses. I'm ready. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna. Everyone else is playing with the same rules. There's no crying about the rules. We all get the same information on the same day, and we all gotta make the same choices. So I ain't there to complain. Let's get it done. I know for damn sure we're gonna get it going, and we're gonna build. I know for a fact I'm gonna build one hell of a team that's gonna get this shit done. And we gonna lead Michigan. I'm ready, man. I'm so fired up. Man. Matt also said, let me know if you need to do commercial. Yeah, he can edit. He does video editing and stuff like that.
Send me an email. We need all that. Yes, I need a good commercial for this PDF. Yep.
All right, now there it is. Hit him up, Matt. All right, guys. Thank you for your time, Doc, and good luck to your family and stay healthy, man.
Appreciate you, brother. Always a good time chilling out with you.
Absolutely, man. I was really hoping to come to Georgia, but I can't because of my job. Now I was wanting to come to Georgia, meet you in person. I know you're out there trying to help, in your neighboring districts there. But damn it, I can't make it right now, man, because of the COVID.
It's cool, man. When this thing is over, we're all gonna get together. Don't worry about it.
I'm coming down that way for sure. All right, guys. Take care. Thanks again, Doc, and we'll have some fun later, man.
All right, brother.